Hi, I'm Garrett with IDC Woodcraft. You are on this video because you purchased the grid cutting file for the Bob's Evolution 4 CNC router. This video is going to instruct you how to set everything up, so it's basically a quick setup and load and go. Now I'm going to recommend that if you did not resurface the bed first, that you do that first. And if you don't know how, I've got a video for that that's down in the description, tells you how to do that. And if you just want a program to do that, I sell that for $1 on Etsy as well. So that link to that, both of those, down below in the description. Okay, so let's get on with the setup on getting the grid cut into your Bob's Evolution 4 CNC router. I want to say, first of all, why do you want a grid in the first place? A grid makes it insanely easy to set up your projects and not have to move your machine around so much to try to get your 0 point. You already know where your 0 points are at by virtue of the grid. The grid saves you a ton of time. So let's get into how to set this up. Now the bit that is optimal for this job is a 60-degree V-bit. A 90 will make your grooves too wide, and a 30 will make them pencil thin. I mean, a 30 is okay, but 60 is optimal for doing this. And if you don't have a good 60-degree V-bit, you can get one off of my website. The link is down in the description, and that's what you'll want to use. It'll be a 1/4-inch bit. So what you'll want to do is put it about 1/3 of the way into your collet, because the BobsCNC Evolution 4 router, it's getting close to its Z limit or its down limit. So you want to make sure you have enough of the bit sticking out. Now on my machine, just so you know, I have done many surfacing jobs with this, because as you can see, I've cut into it quite a few times. The thing about surfacing is it makes your bed level to the motion of your router. So once you get that bit in there, we're going to zero the machine. Now when you tighten that bit up, you don't need to crank it down super tight, just enough where you know by feel that it has grabbed. Now I'm going to show you a little trick. The wrenches, they've got a nice little pocket right there. Beautiful storage space. You don't have to make any special hangers or anything. I've been storing that there for quite a while now. All right, so let's show you how to zero things out. The bit is going to be zeroed out on the spoil board. And we're going to use the paper touch method, where you bring the bit down, and as you're scooching it down, you're going to move the paper around until the paper doesn't move anymore. That means that the tip of the bit is on the router bed, and that's going to be our Z 0 point. Now I use Universal Gcode Sender, so if you use Universal Gcode Sender or UGS, then this is how you're going to set it up in this software. So the first thing I do is come into the manual controls area, which are these buttons, and I will start pushing the Z with the cursor. Now one of the things is you can hold the Z down and the machine will travel down at 0.2 inches per jog while you're holding that. So you want to keep your eye on it. But the other thing I like to do is set the step size Z value to 0.005. Now you want to make sure you put a 0 in front of the decimal place. So you just type in 0.005 and make sure you are in inches, because this is set up for inches. So what we'll do is we will just click the Z and hold that down, put my paper underneath it, and let it jog down until it gets relatively close to the table. And I take advantage of the shadow, so I know. If you get a little concerned that maybe you're getting too close, then you can stop a little earlier. And then what I'll do is I'll just tap it. Now remember, I got the Z set at 0.005, so it's going to make very small incremental moves. And I'm moving the paper around, and there it is. Then all we do is go back into the Universal Gcode Sender, and you're going to click the Z right there with your mouse. And this number will go to 0. the big number, and now that's set. The next thing you want to do is send your machine home by simply clicking the home button. And the router will go home. Now it's in the home position. All you do is click the X and the Y, and you want to make sure the big numbers go to 0 like you see there. Now I'm already set at home, so it's not going to work for me, but for you it'll set it if you are not, if your 0 is currently not set at the home position. Then all you have to do is upload the grid cutting program. So however you choose to install it. I've got mine on the flash drive. We're going to plug it in. On the screen we're going to select open folder. And then we will find our file. So mine is on the removable disk, and there it is. It's Evolution 4 Grid Gcode. So load that up and it'll pop up on your screen and you are ready to go. So all you do have to do now is turn on the router and press go. Now this is going to go at 75 inches per minute. It's going to go back and forth, and it's going to come back and forth that way. So we're going to watch this run. I'm going to speed it up, and I just want to point something out to you. It's going to come off the edge of the bed here. The end of the travel on this machine is about 1/2 of an inch past the spoil board surface. I think some people get a little concerned when they see that from time to time. All right, I'm going to speed the video up, turn the sound off so you can see how this runs. So now you see we've got some very crisp lines on here. And so I'm going to adjust my lighting so you can see it. These are 2x2 lines. And the benefit to this is you can put the far corner of your board on one of these lines, and you already know that all you have to do is count that out and count up, and you know the numbers you need to set in UGS, in the Universal Gcode Center. Now, when you do this, it's going to leave a little bit of a burr sometimes, so you want to take like 220 grit and very lightly just sand over the whole thing. If you don't feel a burr, then I wouldn't worry about it. And that's all there is to it. In about 15 minutes, you'll have a nice grid cut on your router. Now, I just want to remind you, you want to surface the bed first. Get everything flat, and then cut your grid. If you want to know about surfacing, I've got a video for that. There will be a link to that in the instructions and down in the description down below that will show you how to set that up. And if you don't want to do that, then I've got a link for that on Etsy as well. And you'll get a video just like this that'll walk you through the entire setup process, so you'll know exactly what to do, and you will be ready to go all the way around. Your machine will be nice and level. All right, so give this a thumbs up if you felt like this gave you the instructions that you need, and go surface your machine and put your grid on there and start making amazing, beautiful projects. All right, this is Garrett, and I will talk to you later.